Hello and welcome back. We are here again for part 2 of the 1275 Mini Male Karen warranty saga. And guess what? Today we went and picked the cylinder head up. So the garage got the cylinder head off. We went and picked it up kindly and got it back to the workshop. And this is the cylinder head that, as you can see, we've cleaned the face up. We had the valves out, cleaned them. Now this is obviously the one that had the suspected valve or two that was sticking, or it started out okay, then it had, after about 5 minutes, had a misfire. And you never guess what we found. Surprisingly, as I said in the last video, the owner of this vehicle sort of accused us really of not building the engine properly. Said that he picked it up about February time this year, when in fact the invoice showed that the engine was built about 14 months ago. He was about 3 months late, mind, picking it up, but the engine has obviously stood around. And to be honest with you, we took the valves out. There was no clearance issue, as in a clearance between the guide and the valve stem, as in an interference issue. The valves and the guides were perfect, to be honest. I think what had happened is the assembly lube that we used had gone, I don't know how it was stored, but it had gone so gloopy. The valves were really stuck in there. They'd almost gone sort of hard for some reason. So we took the valves out, cleaned them off with some WD-40, and they slide in and out absolutely perfect. So as you can see, we put the springs back on. We've just cleaned the face, just cleaned the valves up. I haven't cut anything, I haven't faced it. That's exactly how it was. Yeah, absolutely perfect. So what do we do from here? You know, it's one of those really where I know I said in the last video that we were slightly out of warranty. Do we tell the guy to jog on? Do I give him the awkward phone call now and say that really there's nothing, there's nothing that we did on the cylinder head? It's just that it was a case that it's just stood still, maybe stored incorrectly. We don't know. That's what I mean. In 14 months, we haven't got a clue how the engine's stored, So what do I do from here, guys? Do I ring him and say, just sort of very kindly jog on, and run the risk of him going around bad-mouthing us? Or do I just, for how much it costs to take the cylinder head off and for us to just run through it, which is obviously just labour for us, supplied a headset here. What do we do? It's almost worth just that extra money for the guy to just not go around bad-mouthing us and ruin our reputation, So it's a tricky one. I mean, I'll be interested to see what you guys say in the comments, and I'm sure most of you say I would just tell him to rev right up, but it's a funny old game, like I said last time, really. He can go around saying all the wrong things to the right people, and even if that loses us one engine job, that's profit loss. It's a customer lost. I don't know. And then obviously there's the problem with the clutch. I mean, the other problems he was saying he had with there's lots of problems. There obviously isn't. I spoke to the guy from the garage and he didn't mention anything else whatsoever. We've got this problem with the clutch, but to be honest, I mean, I haven't got anything on the invoice. Usually we don't really supply engines with the clutches on. The only reason we have the clutch is to balance the crank assembly, and the same with the flywheel. If the flywheel needs refacing, we do, and then we balance the crank assembly. It's like this engine here, we've got a Honda. This thing's ready to be picked up, but that's how we usually leave the clutch. Disassemble from the engine. It makes the thing lighter to travel. I don't know. We've got a 1275 over here that we've just built the short engine on. We've got the clutch. We've balanced the crank assembly. The clutch on. I don't know. Did we put the clutch on, or did he assemble it wrong? I haven't got a clue. I can't remember back 14 months, to be honest. So yeah, it's one of those really. It's almost, as much as it's annoying, it's almost better for us to just sort of humour the guy, take it on the chin and just sort of use it as a bit of an experience and just, you know, maybe let this one go, and, you know, that's life, but it is unfair. And as I say, this is what we're dealing with on a daily basis, really, things like this, people trying it on. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think, guys, in the comments, and thanks a lot for watching. Remember to subscribe, hit that notification bell and like. I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.